You may have seen me a few times in some of this content with the bonnet up. When I turn up at a campsite, I usually open the bonnet just to get the heat out of the bonnet. Helps the batteries survive a little bit longer. Sometimes I just do a little bit of regular maintenance, make sure I have a look around inside, make sure things are okay. I think the last time the bonnet was open was when I did a 40 micron fuel filter change, not the factory one. There's a story about that. I should probably do a video on it. See if I get this open. Yeah, that's the filter I changed last time. I do a little bit of maintenance on it tomorrow. We're at about 200 k's shy of 325,000 kilometres on the old girl. And when we're towing on tour, I like to make sure we do an oil filter change every 5,000 k's, only because the engine's working a little bit harder. I'll show you what I do out in the bush for that, because I certainly don't want to drop any oil on the ground. We're conscious about being practical about dropping stuff in the environment. I would take stuff back with us, and if I do drop some oil, I'll dig it up with a spade and put it in a bag. Time for oil change. Carry around about a 10 litre bucket, filter tool, put in the ring opener, and rags, of course. Oil filter. So get into it, drop the oil, 14mm sump plug, drop that out. Then I'll wait till it's mostly empty, then I'll take off the filter. There's usually a bit of oil coming out with that as well, probably about a litre or so. Keep the sump plug just in the ring open ended to keep it out of the dirt. No obvious signs of any wear material on the magnetic rotor. It's just mud falling down. Threw a bit of mud yesterday. Getting pretty close to where I'll drop the filter. Filter off, just check for any obvious signs of abnormal wear. Got to replace that O-ring there, got a new one. Just make sure you rub it with a little bit of oil first. I'm going to put the old filter down the bag, so a couple of layers of Glad wrap it up, put it in the old box, and then when we get to a town I can dispose of it with the oil at a waste facility. New filter, new O-ring, old filter wrapped up. Spin this back on. I've lubricated the outside of the O-ring with a little bit of oil. These have specific torques for the filter cover and for the sump plug as well. And you see I've put some little white marks there because I don't have a torque wrench with me at the moment, so just take it back to those original white marks. And I've got 2 marks on the sump plug. It's actually the newer one down there. Time for it to go in anyhow. That's it. Everything underneath. Just go fill them up with oil now. 9.5 litres. Every now and again I miss putting the oil in, so plenty of rags around the filler neck. Gave it a good wipe too. Ready to give it a pour. See if we get it all in. 10 litres, only need 9.5 or 9.4. How do you know when you get enough oil on there? Well, I don't empty the container fully up. Go check the dipstick. Run the engine a little bit, let the oil settle, check the dipstick again. If it's okay, it's okay. If I need some more, I'll put some more in. Just check the dipstick after running it a little bit, not too much. Check, make sure I've got oil pressure, make sure I've got no oil underneath the car, leave a bung out or anything. Oil's just on the top dot, just a smidge above, but that'll do. I'm in a little bit of angle, so I think when it levels out it should be fine. Just emptied the oil back into the drum. Time to do the catch can as well. Just that little bung at the bottom left, little brass knob, the O-ring seal. I've alluded to this twice previously, but I'm going to talk about it now only briefly, about the fuel system needs a tension warning light on the dash. Usually an indication that the 4 micron primary filter needs replacing. Usually. I recently dropped into Toyota North Point, Adelaide, with that light on. They changed the filter, reset it. Probably about, I don't know, an hour out of Adelaide, the light came back on again. So it's something a bit different. Previously I've had that issue as well, and what happened in those circumstances was that I had such a high fuel demand from the engine, it was under power, and this is my guess, that there was a pressure differential from one side of the filter to the other side of the filter, and it triggered the sensor, because the pump wasn't being able to keep up with the demand, and what I did is reset it. After this most recent incident, and because I've had this detuned, and I don't have as much a fuel demand from the motor, I was having the same problem. The secondary filter, the 40 micron and the separator, I replaced it. So that was creating an obstruction as well. There was a pressure differential from one side of the 4 micron filter to the other side of the 4 micron filter and tripping the sensor. So if you've got a tuned 79 and you have that problem, it's probably because you're demanding more fuel than the fuel pump can manage. So look at your fuel pump. Or if you're like me and you've got a secondary filter and you've already replaced the primary one, replace the secondary one as well.